Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Hytale's latest blog post, the behavior building of NPCs blog. Gonna be a quicker video. I'm gonna read through everything and then give my thoughts at the very end, but that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe if you do enjoy. Now let's get into this. Okay, so first off, in today's article, we're going to give you an overview of Hytale's behavior scripting system and how it provides ways to bring NPCs and creatures to life. To do this, we're going to show you some of the aspects of twerk behavior, how they react to the player, the environment, and each other. Of course, these principles apply to other Hytale's creatures too, and all of them will be customizable by modders. As ever, all these screenshots and clips in this video in this post are work in progress, and details may well change over the course of future development. As a creature has been designed and its model and animations have been created in Hytale's model maker, the NPC developers are tasked with bringing them to life using the scripting system. The system uses JSON scripts that call modular behavior elements that allow us to specify how an NPC perceives the world and how it reacts in a variety of situations. These scripts can trigger animations, changes in state, and more. A very simple example of this would be a script that determines whether a creature that has been attacked flees or attempts to defend itself. More sophisticated scripts can send NPCs chasing after the players or cause them to seek out things that they like, such as campfires or food. We use these building blocks to create an NPC from the ground up. I'm not going to pronounce that guy's name. We have sensors that are how an NPC interprets the world around it, and that's how it decides what it wants to do. Then we have actions and motions, which are how they will interact with the world, or their target, or whatever they're focused on. We combine these to build up components and templates from which variants can be easily and quickly derived. Now, JSON scripts, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the same thing that Minecraft modders use for the config files that allow you to change very big things about the mod's options, like, for example, how often the lucky blocks spawn in the lucky block mod. Let me know if I'm right about that in the comments below. In this example, you can see a snippet of a script that causes twerks to spring into action when they see the player. The script handles several elements of this interaction. It triggers an alert animation, which helps the player understand that they've been spotted, and initiates a beacon response that can cause other twerks within a certain radius to be alerted to the player's presence. The exact details of this interaction can be precisely tweaked, but overall implementation is grounded in top-level templates that are common to most NPCs. And that's interesting because this means that you can change, like, the radius of the beacon effect, for example, so that one of the twerk types would see the person and alert everyone in the village or something like that. You could do that if you were a modder, is what I'm kind of trying to get at. This modular approach to behavior makes it easier to implement entirely new NPCs or creatures. When you script an NPC, you don't need to specify things like swing a sword or move X distance to the right, he explains. Simply applying an abstract component like flee or seek is enough. The behavior system then handles the basics of carrying out the desired action. That's interesting because that really does seem like it makes it very easy to create new creatures and give them their sort of animations and such. At the most basic level, the easiest way to create an NPC is to use existing templates, he says. There are templates that are made up of components that we build out of sensors, actions, and motions that make it easy for us to reuse multiple behaviors across multiple scripts. One example of a component is sound detection, he explains. This uses a combination of sensors that allow an NPC to interpret its environment. When you drop a new NPC into the world, should it be able to cope with the it should be able to cope with the environment that it hasn't been specifically scripted for, at least to some degree. An important feature of this whole system is high reusability. I completely agree with this statement. It's very important to have it be reusable for the masses. It's easy to modify existing behaviors, replace parts, and it's also easy to build up something new. For someone who wants to mod things or create content, the advantage is that it's easy to make simple modifications, but it also allows modders to change everything down to the smallest details. Here's an example. By adding a few extra parameters to the Chork's Hunter's behavior script, we can add bears to the list of creatures that cause them to enter an alert state. Now we've got a hunter who yells at bears. This is purely an example. They won't necessarily do this in the final game. Even so, this provides an example of how straightforward it is to introduce new details to a creature's behavior. And I agree with this again because that's like a small amount of code that tells the says what will react to what that thing will react to, and how it will react. In those very 3 steps are very simple things in the system. So I don't know, I really like it. Often the behavior set for a new NPC will be mapped out by the design team before it comes to be implemented. Sometimes this means adding new features to the behavior system and then expanding on the possibilities of the system in the future. Occasionally, however, surprises during development will lead to addition of new behavioral quirks. Some small pieces get added during the process. For example, Chorks have sparring behavior where they will start punching each other. When I implemented this, a defeated Chork would change state. Sometimes they'd immediately switch to the nap state, which was funny because it looked like they'd been knocked out. I implemented it properly, and currently sparring Chorks will knock each other out after a fight. The team's intent to create creatures and NPCs that contribute to the immersive world by acting independently of the player. By learning how each creature reacts, players can come up with creative ways to interact with them. For example, Chorks have a particular fondness for discarded meat. How the player chooses to take advantage of this information is completely up to them. The team has found that combining lots of behaviors can produce surprising results like, I'd created a script for the Chork Archer. I was trying to test how well the Archer fires, he explains. This is the first time we had an NPC switch weapon. It was amazing to try and pursue this Archer, and then when you were close enough, he would turn around and attack you with his melee weapon. Having these really simple actions combined together was rewarding. And you can see another example of this that he'll mention in a second.